So I wanted to touch up on this because I recently made a community post talking about Don Hung, right? For those who don't know, ever since the V1 so-called nerfs, this guy's literally only been receiving buffs. So in V3, his Eidolons, both E1 and E2, got noticeably buffed. And in V4, as of recent, he got a base attack buff, which is really nice. He got a buff to his energy regen, which is also nice. He's just overall better, right? He just consistently gets better every single new version, and people are still, in my opinion, too caught up with the V1, right? So I want to address some of the comments that I got under my community post. So one of the main complaints I got from people that they said they didn't like Don Hung for is his damage. They say his damage output is cheeks, which I don't really understand, right? The reason I don't understand this is because I went out of my way to compare Hyacine at E0S1 to Don Hung, and I kind of realized that Hyacine basically does the same damage as Don Hung, E0S1 versus E0S1. However, the thing you need to keep in mind here is Don Hung at base is legit free. On top of this, he gives buffs to a DPS, and on top of this, unlike Hyacine, he is actually SP positive, meanwhile Hyacine is usually neutral or negative. So I do have to say Don Hung clearly takes the win here, and because his base form should be free, this means in reality what you should be comparing a 2-cost Hyacine to is E2 Don Hung, in which she just gets completely fucking rolled, not only buffs, but damage wise and SP gen, right? So I don't get the complaints about Don Hung's damage in teams because they seem pretty similar to me. I can understand E0, I guess, because the summon doesn't technically hit as frequently as Hyacine does, though Hyacine outside of HP scaling teams usually won't have 100% uptime on her ult, meaning Ika won't always attack, and she'll kind of have some downtime, which is basically equivalent to the one less attack that Don Hung gets per ult, right? So basically, they're really similar, but because of Don Hung's buffs and SP positivity, he clearly just takes the cake in a lot of general teams over Hyacine, while Hyacine keeps her niche in the HP teams. Alongside this, the other complaint I got is so-called Don Hung is a boring, useless sustain, no fun, right? Now, this was one I didn't understand because as someone with an E2 Cassie Hyacine account, and I've been playing on it for a long time now, I find Hyacine looking in, right? I guess I haven't played him yet, but looking at the gameplays of Don Hung and how versatile he is compared to Hyacine, he looks like a way more enjoyable unit, even just in combat, compared to Hyacine. Hyacine is literally just fucking spam skill Ika attack, right? That's it. It's just Ika fucking spamming attacks. There's literally nothing else going on in that, character. While Don Hung can give buffs to the DPS, he can give additional attacks which can help clean up mobs, right? Technically, Ika does the same thing, but this is the first general sustain to do something like this, while also giving the DPS a summon, right? This is something we've literally never seen in the game before, being able to give any character a summon, even outside of activating Sunday's full damage boost synergy. This is still a very cool mechanic that I find quite underrated by people, right? But others are saying there's basically nothing unique about Don Hung, he's boring, this and that. Yet personally, I actually think Don Hung is probably in like the top 3 most fun sustains in the game. I think the only other 2 sustains in the game that are more fun are Lingsha in her best case scenarios, and then Avin in his best case scenario being follow-up, right? Because both of them just fucking spam follow-ups if you're able to time shit correctly, and it's just very satisfying to see. However, outside of this, in my opinion, Don Hung is actually the most fun looking sustain in the entirety of the game, so I can't get this complaint, right? So you have people saying he does no damage when he does like Hyacine damage, which people have been complaining about and saying is too strong. You then have people saying he's boring, which can be subjective, of course. However, I feel like it's just an exaggeration from people who missed the V1 and want to act like he's a, fraction of what he used to be. Dan Heng is fine. Dan Heng is truly fine. He's actually good, right? I'm sugarcoating it so that people don't attack me, right? But Dan Heng is really, really fucking good. However, I will say, if he doesn't end up being free, take back what I said. E1 Dan Heng versus E0S1 Hyacine or whatever the fuck, right? You won't be able to use 2 cost versus 2 cost with E2 Dan Heng. But if he truly ends up being free, please keep in mind, this guy just shits on Hyacine in any general team, and in my opinion, he has more fun mechanics than Hyacine, who is literally just Ika go boom, ult, max HP increase, Ika go boom, right? So let me know what you guys think. Do you disagree with me? Do you think the Dan Heng dooming is, over exaggerated, or do you think people are just rightfully being mad? I mean, his V1 additional damage synergy legit led to what's it called? His V1 additional damage synergy, linking it to the DPS, led to Casterus being able to use an infinite breath. It allowed a Noxa to have implant weakness 24/7, meaning he could always double skill and always have max damage output active. Apparently, it was broken as shit in break teams as well, way better than Ling Sha. So I feel like V1 was just a mistake, right? They didn't realize how many synergies this would open, and the fact that it would make a lot of characters fucking game breaking broken to the point where nothing would be able to, kill them in endgame. So they just had to revert it, make him balanced, and people are acting like it's the end of the world when the guy is still incredibly fucking good, right? Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Nezuko. And peace out.